Brian Palavai, Run Far, here with Jorge Maravilla before the 2014 Transgrancanaria. ¿Qué tal, Jorge?
De maravilla siempre.
Siempre. Your season has already kicked off. This is not the start. You already went to Bandera and threw down a great time and won that, the 100K distance. How did that feel? It seemed like a breakthrough race for you.
It certainly was a performance that was pretty surprising, pretty amazing to me. I was going into it with one thing in mind, which was to get my golden ticket for Western States. And pretty shocked that I went in and got a course record on such a technical terrain course. So yeah, it's a great start to the season.
Yeah, that's got to feel good. So you have your ticket to Western States now.
Oh yeah.
But some big races along the way, including this weekend here at Transgrancanaria.
Yeah.
For most of the other people, I would ask, it's 125K beginning of March, but you've already run 100K. Do you feel ready for going another 6 or 7 hours, 8 hours?
Yeah, I think so. I feel I'm in the right kind of shape I want to be in come early March right now. So yeah. And
how is that? I mean, you obviously, I would guess you're making Western States one of your focuses on the season.
Absolutely.
And here it is. You've already raced Bandera, and this is March 1st for the race here. With such a long season, how do you plan out your training over the long scale?
I think one thing is it's key to maintain balance, and for me, having raced Bandera, it's given me confidence to accomplish that distance early on in the season. Since then, I've just been able to try to maintain, and a lot of it has been incorporating a lot of cross training and a lot of strength training, and certainly looking at, hey, I want to be leaner and faster come June, but right now just really trying to maintain speed and strength. So.
You have seen notes of you doing CrossFit and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Is it specifically oriented toward runners that you've been doing, or is it?
It is. I'm really fortunate. Like I said, I live in the Bay Area, as you know, so there's a lot of love and a lot of strong community. And my friend Nate Helming has this very specific CrossFit for runners that I attend at least once a week, and it's very focused and emphasized on biomechanics and strength training on runners. So we're certainly not hauling tractor trailers with chains around our necks or anything like that, but it's super fun.
That's a fun image to think of.
It's unfortunately that's sort of I perceive as CrossFit, but not this one. It's very functional, running specific. So I have that, and then also Ashley, my girlfriend, is she has a master's in sports psychology, and so that's really helped me out quite a bit too. So it's really helped me, and
that's great.
having the right people around me, and of course the strong barrier community at SFRC and whatnot. So it's pretty cool.
You said you've been working on speed. You're in a really fast half marathon at the end of last year. What was it?
A 109 at the Berkeley half. Yeah. I was 2 weeks before North Face, which was essentially part of what this training has sort of been for me, and in terms of focusing, and that whole race, was about run fearless, and it was that way. It was a very challenging race, in that there was a lot of turns. I felt like I actually ran a faster time, but because of so many turns in the course. But yeah, taking a sub 110 2 weeks before North Face and getting that mental tenacity.
You'll take it?
I'll take it, yeah.
What tips have you learned from your girlfriend in terms of sort of the mental aspect of running? What key takeaways you've gotten?
There's quite a few to mention, but I'd say it's one of the things is I think many people fear is getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and it's very challenging to really push beyond what pain is for some of us, and trying to just get comfortable with that, and also just pushing your limits, as well as just owning that moment in that specific situation, and being able to adapt to whatever mental or physical challenge you're faced with at any given time, whether it's the course of a half marathon, 50 miles, or 125K with 28,000 feet of vert.
So in building that comfort with the uncomfortable, is it through purely mental training, or is it doing focused speed work where you know it's very sharp and pointed, you know, training? How have you worked on that?
For me, it's been certainly making, for the most part, every run have a purpose. So not just in the past, it's been like, oh, just go out and run and have fun and enjoy it, and certainly still enjoy it. But I think focusing on what you're emphasizing on in terms of whether it's your biomechanics, and focusing on maybe if it's an uphill effort, you know, getting that heart rate up and being comfortable with what that feels like, and having that in your memory bank, and just being confident in what your ability is.
You've now moved into the Bay Area. You know, you've been there for almost a year now, over a year now, right?
I just recently moved to Mill Valley. Yeah, but felt like I've pretty much lived there. Yeah, I've lived in the Bay Area for a while.
So you have this great community of runners around here. Does that help you challenge those, you know, break down those barriers and get in that really focused training?
It certainly does. There's something very special going on right now, I think, in the Bay Area, and you know, I feel that I'm fortunate to be part of what that community is. As a fan of the sport as well, I'm very proud and happy to have friends like Matt Lay and Dylan Bowman, and you know, so many other strong elite runners that are in the area that we get to train and run together, and also just check up on each other. You know, like, hey, how you doing, Debo? How's it going? Matt, what's up? Let's run. And you know, the beautiful thing is having that community, and as we call it, bros on the mountain. You know, we get together and go run up to the top of our small mountain and enjoy our sunrise and push each other and stuff. It's
now,
really
do you
special.
Find that I would worry about personally that if I was in a community like that, that people may push each other too often? Are people ever checking on one another to make sure they're not doing too much? Does that ever happen?
I don't know, actually. I don't necessarily, you know, focus too much on what exactly my friends or you know, competitors are specifically doing, because it's sort of out of my control what they're doing or not. So I specifically do not, but yeah, I just always help in whatever way that I can with contributing and or listening to what's working for them.
Yeah, nice.
And I think that's the benefit of having so many great people around you.
What's going to be your approach this weekend? I mean, you said that half marathon was to be fearless and just go for it. Is this another learning experience, or is this
Yeah, this will be interesting. I mean, it's a lot of vert, right? So it's a different terrain, it's a different type of challenge. I think one thing I've learned on everything is just being patient, and I think that's the key. I think all of us have certainly looked at that race course profile, and you certainly got to have legs with 50K to go, because after that it's pretty runnable and downhill, it appears. So as long as you've got some legs there, should be a good race to the finish.
Nice. Well, best of luck this weekend, Jorge.
Thank you very much.
Have fun out there.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.